Hello and happy Tech Tuesday. I'm Heather Anderson and I am here to talk about one of my favorite tech tools, which is Padlet. Now, what exactly is Padlet? Well, it's kind of like a digital bulletin board. Many teachers ask me, how do I facilitate small groups? How do I facilitate giving presentations digitally? How do I facilitate discussion in my virtual and my physical classroom? And Padlet is perfect for this. And so I'm going to show off some features here. I am here on Padlet and I am going to click on Make a Padlet. With the free version of Padlet, you get 3 Padlets, so 3 bulletin boards. With the paid version, it is $10 a month for unlimited Padlets. That's the version I'm using right now because I facilitate a lot of classes and a lot of groups. And so I like to have my option that I can make as many as I want. However, if you are like, I don't want to pay $10 a month, what you can do is you can just repurpose the ones that you have and then archive the ones that you're not using. You can also, I really love this, you can pause your subscription so that, hey, you're not going to use Padlet this month. So you can pause that subscription and then just use it when you need it. All right, so I'm going to show off what types of Padlets are available. Here we go. So I'm going to click on Make a Padlet. And then I'm going to show you all these cool options. We've got Wall, which is where your content is just layered kind of like bricks. You've got the Canvas where you can connect ideas. So if you are having students create, say, a brain map, or okay, we're organizing these little blocks of text into similar ideas, flow charts, that kind of thing. You can create a canvas. We've got the Stream, which is where it's all in one just long column and it's like you're scrolling Facebook. We've got Grid, which is where they're just arranged in boxes as they type. And then we've got Shelf, which I like to use most often, and I'm going to show that off. We have Back Channel. If you're having students do a discussion, Back Channel is going to be your best option there. History teachers, this is phenomenal. This is the map option, and so you can have students pinpoint places on a map and then type, say, I love Ireland because da-da-da-da-da. And then ELA teachers, this is one of my favorites. A Timeline, where you have them map out a novel's timeline. That would be fantastic. History teachers, this would be great for you as well. So those are the options that Padlet has. I'm going to show off the Shelf option. Here we go. So what do I use the Shelf option for? A lot of the times I will have students ask me questions throughout the year. And so this is such a great way to do that. And so I can title this column right here, Week 1 or Week of da-da-da-da-da, and save. And then I can add another one, Week 2, and save. And so that way it creates columns for me so that students, when they go in and they have a question, but they don't want to email me, they don't want to, call attention to themselves in class, as they're apt to do, they can click on this plus button and then they can say question about alliteration, and then they can write something. Now check this out. This is all the cool stuff that they can add to this Padlet. So they can put a link. They can insert something from Google, like an image, a website, that kind of thing. They can add a picture. I'm going to click on these little 3 buttons, and as you can see, they can do an upload, like a file from their computer, a PDF, etc. They can snap a photo of themselves. They can film themselves. So if you are doing presentations in your classroom, they can absolutely film themselves doing their presentation, giving their book talk, giving their science experiment, that kind of thing. They can film it and put it right on this Padlet. They can record their voice, which I really like that option if you're wanting students to have a discussion. They can record their screens. So for example, if they have a question about, okay, my screen keeps doing this weird thing, here's what it looks like. You are so much more able as a teacher to help them whenever they can record their screens and show you what they're looking at. They can also doodle. So you can have them work out a math problem, like this was a whiteboard. I really like that. They can add a location. So if they're like, okay, I am here, please rescue me. Hopefully that never happens. And then you can also have them linked to another Padlet, which I don't really have students do. So that's all the options that they have on what they can put on this Padlet. So other things that I use the shelf option for, I like to, like I said, have students ask me questions throughout the week. And that way, y'all, all students get to see the answers to those questions. And you're not having to beat a dead horse and say, I already answered this. And it's so much better to use Padlet for that. You can also have students curate resources. So for example, articles about dogs. Yep. You can have them post their articles about dogs. So you can have a whole collaborative experience with students where they curate resources that other students can use. I really like that. So this is the shelf option. I'm going to show off a few more options here. So this type of Padlet is the back channel Padlet, and it is like a chat. And so you can throw out a discussion topic like, hey, let's talk about our favorite pets. And they can answer that question in a little chat kind of bulletin board. And so students can go in and say, you know what, I am a fan of turtles because, and so on and so forth. And they can even upload a picture of a turtle. Let's see, I'm going to go and search over here in my little screen here, search for turtles. Okay, let's see oh, I love these. Okay, I'm going to pick this turtle right here, and it is going to add that to my handy dandy post. And then when it is done, I can click on post and it shows up with that picture. I love that. I can also add a website if I want, like, hey, here's how to feed your turtle. There you go. So that is the back channel type of Padlet. The next one I'm going to use is the map. And so I really love the map. Here we go. Here is the map style Padlet, and I can go over here to this little plus button and I can click on that and then pick a location. So let's see, I can search for, where's somewhere warm? Greece, yes. So I'm going to click on Greece and it's going to zoom me into Greece. There it is. All right. So let's see, I can add something like, I want to go to Greece because it sounds warm and sunny, where Oklahoma is freezing right now. So there we go. And again, I can add anything to this. I can add a video of myself talking through that concept, etc. So I'm going to click on post here. I'm going to just put my handy dandy cursor off that, and now I have a little pin here where I have added that information. So whenever you zoom out, I'm going to zoom with my mouse here. Whee! Isn't that cool? And you can go over here and drag and drop and find a place that you want to go and pin something. So that is really, really cool, and I can zoom out even further. Zoomy zoom zoom, and I can see everywhere. Whoa, Antarctica looks huge. So that is the map feature. So you can absolutely have students mark places where battles have occurred and summarize that battle. Mark places where they are doing really cool things to save our oceans and all that jazz. So I really like this map feature. Moving on to the timeline feature. So this is the timeline feature, and as you can see, there is a big old line throughout the middle of this. Now you may be wondering, whoa, it's camo. Guess what? You can change the background of any of these bulletin boards, and I'm going to show you how to do it as well. So on the timeline, you click on this little plus button, and then say we're doing a map, a timeline of the Civil War. And so you can say start of the Civil War, and then have students summarize what exactly started this whole mama jama, right? And you can have them add a website to show their citations. Oh, I love that idea. So that is what they can do. So I'm going to click on that, and then you'll see I can have this little plus button. And now I'm going to add another one, like the Battle of Gettysburg, which was way after the start of the Civil War, but you get it. So then I can absolutely drag and drop if I need to. I can add things in between. So this is a really great way to help students visualize the plot of a novel, the plot of history, if you will. And so I love that timeline feature. Let's move on to the little things that you can change throughout your Padlet, like the background and different other settings. Here we go. Now, before I move on to the settings, I do want to show you an example of a handy dandy Padlet that I have made with the shelf feature. And so here I have math tools, English language arts, art tools, etc., so on and so forth. So I do want to let you know that this is a wonderful way to help students get some resources when they need it. So for example, if you're teaching science and you want to have a whole section that is all about the, Newton's laws of motion, you can absolutely have resources for students that they can click on anytime so that they fully understand Newton's laws of motion. And so you can do that with grammar, you can do that with math concepts. So this could be a really cool resource board for students to go to whenever they need help. And you can post your own videos as the teacher onto different places, and so that they can see you explain a concept as well. I just think that's really cool. Moving back here, I do want to show you that they also have, if you're interested in examples of Padlets, they have this little place called Gallery. And so I'm going to click on Gallery, and here you can have, oh my goodness, it's a ton of examples of Padlets. So how to train for your first half marathon. I'm going to wait on that because it's so cold. Book reports, 5th grade. So these are Padlets that you can actually grab and steal the template of. And compliment boards, yes, you can have a whole board with happy birthdays to a certain student. And so this is just really great that you can steal those ideas and steal those topics. Okay, so we are going to go now and check out the features of Padlet and see what you can change, etc., so on and so forth. So I'm going to make a Padlet, and I'm going to go to the wall. So in the settings section, we have where we can change the title of your Padlet, like Book Talks 21121. We can create a description. So if you have a prompt that you want students to work through, you can add a description there asking your question. You can change the icon that shows up at the very top left. And this really isn't important to me too much, but hey, if you're doing a Valentine's Day board, you can absolutely add this little heart emoji. Yes. Here is where you grab your link to this Padlet and put it on your LMS or send it out via email. You can just copy that link, put it on Google Classroom for students to access. Here you can change the appearance. So I can change this to, let's see, I can do solid colors if I want, textures, patterns. I like to do pictures. So it's about to be Valentine's Day. So I'm going to click on this one. Let's say if your students were doing a cool safari unit, they could do this. So they have a ton of options that are just really nifty. If you were doing a calm aesthetic, there you go. So that is how you can add wallpaper. You can also add your own wallpaper. If you have something that you've created with Canva or whatever, you can absolutely add your own as well. Moving on, you can change the color scheme. You can change the font. They have 4 font options that are very readable. You can also change how students are posting. So allow viewers to comment on posts. So if a student is just viewing this, they are allowed to comment on posts that are already made. I like to use that because I like to have students present on Padlet. And so they post their presentation, and then I like to have students comment on 3. Or however many you need. And that way students get some really awesome feedback as well. You can also have them give reactions, kind of like the like button, if you will. So that is what you can do. Display author name above each post. Here's the thing. If you click on this, students have to log in with, say, Google. So you can absolutely click this and make sure that students' names are right there so that if you're grading this, you will know who posted what. However, this does hinder some students who are like, I don't remember my password to Google. I don't remember. And so I like to keep this off, but remind students to always put their name in the title, Okay, so I'm going down here. It says content filtering. These are the important things right here. Require approval. Require a moderator to approve. If I click this button, I really want to make sure that I see what's going on to the bulletin board before it's actually posted. So that will be sent to my email. So every time a student posts, it will be sent to my email and I can approve or not approve. I really like this. This is good. Filter profanity. If you're worried about your students dropping some F-bombs, you can click on this and it will be replaced by emojis. I like that. I like that a lot. Okay, so those are the major options that you have. I'm going to click on save. Great, and close. And check this out. Here are some options up the very top. I can click on share. So here's how I share the Padlet. Now this is important because you can do a QR code. So say students are working in small groups in your actual classroom and you want to print out a QR code that they can just scan with their iPads or whatever they have available. You can get a QR code. Here's the thing, you can also, if you're going home to grade this and you want to print it out for some reason, you can save as image or PDF. You can print it. So everything that was posted, it will print out or save as a PDF. I think that's an awesome option. I love this button. You can share on Google Classroom. Oh yeah. Now this is the big thing that I want to show you here is it says privacy, secret, keep the Padlet hidden from the public. If I choose to share it with someone, they should be able to access it. So visitors can write. I'm going to click on change privacy. Now over here it says password. You can password protect these Padlets. You can keep it completely hidden if you wanted to. You can keep it secret so that only those with the link can access. I like that. Or you can let the whole world see your Padlet. It's up to you. And then here it says visitor permissions. They can write or they can just view or they can edit everybody else's posts. I never do that with students because, oh my goodness, you know, I don't have to say it. You get it. So I like to leave it as can write so that students can add whatever they need to, but they can't change anybody else's posts. If you just want this as a board for resources that students are adding anything to, you can click on can read. And again, all of that is available in the share portion of this. So share right up there. If you really like a Padlet and you want to remake it for different classes, you can click this remake button as well. So that's Padlet. It is one of the most versatile tools that I love so much. I love it for small groups, for presentations in your class. I love it for literature circles, for mapping out things, for helping students visualize ideas. How are you going to use Padlet, or how do you already use Padlet? Let me know in the comments. And I cannot wait till next Tech Tuesday.